Welcome everyone. Today we are strengthening our core. Strong core, and especially the transverse muscle, which is connecting to the multifidi, is what we need for a strong spine. So we're starting in chair position, feet are parallel, slightly open, knees pointing towards your toes. And then push your tailbone back, sitting bones backwards, the crown of your head lifting and pulling upwards. And we're simply lifting the arms, alternating. And while you're lifting, please turn your palms up so you're outward rotating in your shoulder, opening the chest, opening the shoulder, and then come up into standing. Continuing with knee pulls for a little bit of balance with a bit of a twist. So you're starting to pull your knee in without collapsing your chest, stay upright, and then lift the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, stretch out the bent knee forward. Try to flex the leg when you're kicking forward, keep your balance. And we open the chest, continuing the circle down, pull the knee, lift and stretch up, kick the leg out in front of you, pull the foot in. Very nice. So now from a feeling, I want you to think extension. I want you to think length. So from the heel, which is pressing down into the ground, to the heel, which is pressing forward, to the arms that are circling, think length. Come back into standing and simply bend the knees, pull the navel in, and roll down. Let the shoulders, the head, the arms hang and roll back up. So this is a fairly easy exercise. What I would like you to focus on is to keep the weight evenly distributed on all four corners of your feet. So the inner heel, the outer heel, big toe mount, small toe mount, and not simply on the heel and not simply on the toe mount. Especially when rolling forward, we tend to pull or to balance too much with the weight forward and lifting the heels slightly. That's not what we want. We continue, if you want to, with a more advanced version, which is having the knees straight, pushing the knees back, lengthening when you come up, opening the shoulders if you want to, and rolling down and up one last time. Try to get as round as possible, still pulling the navel in. Navel comes in when you go down and when you're coming up. So imagining you're narrowing your hip points, lifting your belly bottom. Wonderful. Come into a wide stance. This is a warrior two stance. So one foot is pointing out, the other is pointing slightly in, 45 degrees. Big stance. Now flex one hand, push it all the way over, bend the knee, and then flip the elbow up to the sky and come back into standing. The knee that bends is pointing towards your toes, and try to keep those shoulders over the knee. So don't come into the center with the whole body, but lean sideways over the knee and open the whole side body, opening, lifting, lengthening, and then simply change side. I'm avoiding to say sides here, left and right. Just follow the video. You might get confused. So now the other hand is pushing to the side, and then we're opening the elbow up to the sky and ceiling. Go as low as you can with the knee over the ankle, opening that side line. And you might feel a little or big difference between those two sides. Usually, left and right does not have the same length. So, for example, my right side is a little bit shorter than the left, which is normal. We're not super mirror equal left and right. So doing these side stretches usually reveals some differences here. Getting to know ourselves. Come back into standing, feet closed. This is a combination actually of core and back work. Runner touches with propeller arm. So I want you to shoot left leg out, left arm out, so same side as shooting out, and then you're simply circling the arms forward until the elbow can touch the knee, knee coming forward and up. This is challenging for your coordination, so I hope you did all the previous videos where we did the runner touches in like the non-propelling way. So change sides, and the start is always same arm, same leg as shooting out, and then simply propel forward. Once you have that propeller going, it's pretty simple and easy. Leaning forward parallel to the ground, lean forward as much as you can. Leg is shooting back, hip height if you want to. Flex the foot, get a bit more control, and engage the quads a little bit more. Very nice. Come back into standing, and here we go for a warrior side stretch. So again, warrior 2 position. One foot is pointing out, the other foot is pointing in 45 degrees, and we are bending one leg and then simply turning the arm, one arm up to the sky, the other arm down to the floor, until you have a vertical, I'm never gonna learn that, a vertical shape of your arms. Very good. Think length again, push back from your outer heel of your back leg, all the way to the crown of your head, lengthen the side body, open those shoulders, palms are up when you're in the starting position, and then try the other side. If you were standing a little bit too narrow, then stand a little bit wider, adjust your stance. Then first bend the knee, come into warrior pose, and then lean towards the side until your arms are vertical. Here we go. I'm doing a little bit of movement here with my head, which is to avoid to contract the neck too much. Like I tend to pull my chin in, and when moving the head slightly, look into where you go, look in towards the ceiling or sky, look into where you're pushing away from. It makes it a lot easier to keep the neck relaxed. A little more of a balance. This is not so much of a challenge, but balance poses are great for working the core. So all we're doing here is coming into a passe. So lifting the knee, bringing the foot next to the opposite knee, and the arms are lifting diagonally, one front, one back. And all we do is simply opening to the side, T position, and closing again where we came from, and then letting the arms go. Change sides. Balance poses work a lot on our intrinsic muscles, those that we cannot control, which are necessary to stabilize our joints. That's why balance poses are so great. But enough of that, we come into all fours, grab a mat or towel if you want to cushion your knees a little bit, and then simply pull the navel in, round the back, round the upper back as much as the lower back. So I would like this movement to come from the whole length of the spine. So focus as much on your tailbone going down and rounding the lower back, as much as opening the back of your shoulders and lengthening into the crown of your head. What we want is to get as much length as possible into the whole spine, starting with the crown of the head, top of the head, until the bottom of our spine, which is the tailbone. And while we do that, since this is the core strengthener, pull the navel in, contract the waist, narrow your hip points. Fantastic. One level up. we are coming down with the feet and the knees, starting in all fours, then pushing the hips back and rolling again forward into a plank on the knee position. You might need to make your stance a little bit wider, as in the normal 4-point stance, so that the shoulders are above your wrists and hands when you're arriving in your plank position. Make sure to ground the hands, ground your toes as well, tuck the toes under. And now I would like you to spread your fingers, push the mount of the index finger into the floor, engaging the shoulder blades. Tips of the shoulder blades are pulling towards each other, kissing your shoulder blades, and the shoulders are pulling away from the ears. And all this while you're rolling forward and pushing back. Woohoo, here we go with the more advanced version. We're coming into a standard plank position, knees underneath the elbows and shoulders, and then push back, starting with the hips backwards into V position, downward facing dog, and then roll forward into that full plank over your toes. This is fantastic mobilization for the big toe joint, which if we walk too much in shoes might get a little bit stiff. So keep waving here back and forward, and make sure that when you arrive in your plank position, the shoulders are integrated with your rib cage, so the shoulder blades slide down and together towards the spine as much as possible. So the plank position is a flat one line, no rounding anymore in the back. We're creating length in the front of the body as well as in the back of the body. Here we go. You can come onto your butt and we're rolling and massaging our spine. This is at the same time our last exercise, so you can start to relax, have a little bit of fun with this one. This is actually a Pilates exercise, but I'm sure people already did this before Pilates. Children, at least, from a very young age, rolling back and forward. So now you can play a little bit with this rolling. First of all, get as round as possible, pull the navel in, and all the mobilizations that we did now help you to get the spine rounded so you don't hurt yourself. Get something cushioned if your floor is too hard. Now what you can also do is roll on the right side of your spine, on the right erectors muscles, or on the left side of your spine, on the left erector muscles, which usually always are very grateful for a little bit of a massage. I'm doing a little bit of a different version here, crossing the arms under the shins and then over and grabbing the opposite shin bone. This allows you to get the knees a little bit closer together and might support you in getting the back a little more rounded. Fantastic. I hope you all remembered of your childhood now, all happy, core strengthened, and back relaxed. Share this with your loved ones if you loved it, and I'll see you for the next one very soon.
Yes, I believe.